If you're listening to this podcast, that means you were not a victim of the Jared Goff, St. Brown, 80-point beatdown like me. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's week 16 waiver wire strategy. We got to go through it. I'm eliminated. I hate you, radar. Rant over. We're going to get you ready for week 16. There were a lot of injuries. Obviously, the Lions took way too many. David Montgomery is one of the big ones. Chubb's the other one. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about some guys to add this week, some things you need to target, and we'll get you ready for the semifinals of the fantasy season. So let's quickly cover some injuries that may impact you, but it is the semifinal round, so not going to be too many decisions that you're going to have to make based on if you've gotten this far, you probably got some premium starters. If you're playing anybody in Vegas, O'Connell looks like he's going to be back, so that's good. We haven't heard anything definitive on Chubb yet, but Ford looks like a premium pickup, although I will say he's probably not on your waiver wire, so I'm not really going to talk about him. He would be a premium ad if he was on the waiver wire. And then last, David Montgomery is gone. The Lions are going to try to replace him with two different guys. I don't really see that happening. I think definitely Gibbs is going to be the number one guy there, but Reynolds could get some extra touches. So that's all we're going to really talk about on injuries. Let's just get right into it for the best waiver wire ads that we can find out there. We'll start off at quarterback. Cooper Rush is my number one. He may or may not be there, but you saw what he did last week, 3 touchdowns. He's going up against the Bucs. They have a mediocre defense. He's at home. This could be another 20, 25-point performance out of him. Second quarterback is DTR for the Browns, taking the starting role from Winston. I'm just kidding. Don't pick up that dude. He is awful. He almost makes Judy unstartable. I mean, seriously, if you're starting Judy, you really have issues. So just keep that in the back of your mind, but do not pick up DTR. He's terrible. Let's move on to running back since you probably have a great quarterback anyway. Kamara was the big injury, right? So Kendry Miller, go out and get this guy. They haven't given us an update on Kamara and his groin injury, but they're probably going to give Miller 20 touches, so it's a no-brainer. Grab Kendry Miller. This guy could get you into the Super Bowl. Reynolds, yeah, I think Reynolds is the premium play out of the two that could potentially take over for David Montgomery, but you're only going to figure on 10 touches for this guy. I mean, he's a good running back. He's a tough runner in between the tackles, but Gibbs is going to take all the love here. All right, let's talk wide receiver. McMillan. All right, it's no fluke now. He's a trusted target for Mayfield, especially in the red zone. Touchdown, definitely possibility with this kid. You need to get him, and he needs to be started. And if you can get him and start him over Judy, I highly recommend it. The second wide receiver, Patrick for the Lions. Again, another trusted target in the red zone for the Lions. They're throwing the ball a lot more. The loss of David Montgomery gives them the incentive to throw the ball more. And Patrick is a red zone target. They've been looking at him a lot more lately, so he's doing well. He's a pickup. All right, moving on to tight end. For tight ends, it's kind of thin out there. Although I will say, Strange for the Jaguars. Can he repeat his 11-catch performance? No, I don't think so. But Mac Jones, he's terrible. He dumps off the ball. Is he a good PPR option? Yeah, he could give you 6 or 7 catches for maybe 50 yards. I doubt on a touchdown, but maybe he gets lucky. Hey, in a pinch, you got nothing much left. The second tight end we'll talk about is Smart. Disley didn't practice at all this week so far. He's got a Thursday night game. It's a short week. I don't think they're going to play him. So if you want 5 to 7 touches, that's basically what Smart is going to give you. And then last, defenses. Green Bay, they're 50% owned, so they might be on your roster out there. They've got a premium matchup against the Saints who are hurting. Yeah, I told you to pick up Kendry Miller, who's going to get his love. But, I mean, at quarterback, between Hainer and Rattler, they're both heinous. All right, so Green Bay, good defense this week. On the fence about this one, but Indianapolis playing Tennessee. Yes, they are starting Rudolph, the no-touchdown reindeer. Pollard, he's probably not going to play. There's some potential here for Indy to get some turnovers and maybe score some points. So, I mean, if you're really, in a pinch, they could be your answer. All right, that's it. Pretty short and sweet, to the point. Week 16 waiver ads. Good luck in the semifinals. I hope you make it to the Super Bowl. I hope, in some small way, this podcast helped you. And like we always do, I'm going to give a final shout out to the men and women in uniform who protect the freedoms that we hold dear. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. And thanks for listening. You know where to find us by now. X, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. I want to say thanks for listening as we come up on the Christmas season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And as always, remember, established dominance isn't just a catchphrase. It's a commitment. Are you ready?